Children, let us continue the chapter Work and Energy. Now, what is energy? Energy is the capacity to do work, or energy is the ability to do work. So, the word energy is very often used in our daily life, but in science we give it a definite and precise meaning. Let us consider some example. When a fast moving cricket ball hits a stationary wicket, the wicket is thrown away. Similarly, an object when raised to a certain height gets the capability of doing work. We need energy to perform various functions of life. The material that provide the requisite amount of energy is the source of energy. For example, we need heat energy to cook food. The various sources of heat energy are fuels, wood, coal, kerosene, cooking gas, etc. We need energy for our transport. The various sources are here petrol, diesel, etc. Similarly, we need energy to light bulbs, electric tubes, to run radio, to run television, and also for some other power appliances. Then what is the source of energy for this? The source is electricity. So we can conclude that energy is there means there is a capacity to do the work. So the energy possessed by an object is thus measured in terms of its capacity of doing work. So then what is energy? Energy is the capacity of doing work. So you write that what is energy? Energy is the capacity to do work or the ability of a body to do some work. So write what is energy? The ability of a body to do some work. To do some work is called energy. Is called energy. The energy possessed by an object is thus measured in terms of its capacity of doing work. So you take the energy possessed by an object is measured in terms of its capacity of doing work. Its capacity of doing work. When the object is said to possess energy, an object having a capability to do work is said to possess energy. So write an object having capability to do work is said to possess energy. Said to possess energy. The object which does the work loses energy, and the object on which the work is done gains energy. So here losing and gaining of energy is there. So what is there? Losing and gaining of energy. So when the work is done, the object which does the work loses energy, and the object on which the work is done gains energy. So write the object which does the work loses energy. Loses energy. The object on which the work is done gains energy. An object that possesses energy can exert force on another object, so it loses energy. And on which object the force is exerted, that object gains the energy. So an object that possesses energy can exert a force on another object. When this happens, energy is transferred from the former to the later. The second object may move as it receives energy and therefore do some work. Thus the first object has a capacity to do the work, and this implies that an object that possesses energy can do work. So write an object that possesses energy can exert force on another object. Then what happens? Then the second object may move as it receives energy and therefore do some work. Then the energy is transferred from the first object to the second object. Then the energy is transferred from the first object to the second object, and second object can do some work. Second object can do some work as it moves. So the first object had a capacity to do the work, and the first object made the second object to do the work. Then what is the unit of energy? You know that energy is the ability of a body to do some work. And what is the unit of work? What is the SI unit of work? SI unit of work is joule. Similarly, the SI unit of this energy is also joule. Energy is a scalar quantity and its SI unit is joule. And larger unit of energy is kilojoule. 1 kilojoule is equals to 1000 joule. So you write SI unit of energy is joule. Here both work and energy are having same unit, that is joule, and as the energy is the ability to do work, so you have taken The joule is the unit of energy as well as joule is the unit of work. Then also larger unit of energy is kilojoule. Then 1 kilojoule is equals to, know that is 1000 joules. 1 kilojoule is equals to 1000 joules. Next, let us discuss about sources of energy. Sources of energy. What is meant by a source of energy? The material that provide the requisite amount of energy is the source of energy. So write the materials that provide the requisite amount of energy is the source of energy. And the main source of energy is sun. Sun is the main source of energy. So then what are the different sources of energy? The main source of energy is sun. And also that there are different sources of energy. Some sources of energy are derived from the sun. Now let us take the second main sources of energy is fossil fuels. And also we can take flowing water, flowing wind, tides. Flowing water, wind means that is the movement of air, and tides, ocean waves, ocean thermal energy, then geothermal energy, and also nuclear energy, These are some sources of energy. And that fossil fuels, flowing water, wind, tides, ocean waves, and all these are the sources of energy which are derived from the sun. Next one, let us take biomass. What is biomass? The materials obtained from plants and animals used as fuels is called biomass. It is the conventional source of energy mainly in rural areas. For examples, wood, agricultural waste, and animal dung cakes together contribute about 80% of the domestic requirements of fuel in rural areas. So all these are the sources of energy. Life is impossible without energy. The demand for energy is ever increasing. And now you came to know about the sources of energy. And that the sun is the biggest source of energy. It is a natural source of energy to us. Many of our energy sources are derived from sun. This fossil fuel, flowing water, wind, tides, ocean waves, etc. are the energy derived from the sun. We can also get energy from the nuclei of atoms, that is called the nuclear energy. We can also get energy from the nuclei of atoms, which is called the nuclear energy, and also we get energy from the interior of the earth, that is the geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is the energy from the interior of the earth, and also we can get energy from the tides. Now let us discuss about different forms of energy. So what are the different forms of energy? We know that mechanical energy, heat energy, chemical energy, electrical energy, light energy, etc. are the different forms of energy. So let us write one by one. First one you write mechanical energy. Second, you can write heat energy. Light energy, and also you take sound energy, then you take chemical energy, then you take electrical energy, These are the different forms of energy, and there are two types of mechanical energy. They are potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential energy and kinetic energy. And what is mechanical energy? It is a energy possessed by a body due to its position or motion. So the energy possessed by a body due to its position or shape is called potential energy, and energy possessed by a body due to its motion is called what? Kinetic energy. So potential energy and kinetic energy are togetherly called mechanical energy. And heat energy, that is in the form of infrared rays. We get heat energy from the sun and also by burning fuels. Fossil fuels gives heat energy, and light energy can also be obtained from the sun, and also you can get the light energy by the electrical energy and also by chemical energy. And sound is a form of energy, that is the form of energy produced by the vibration of the object, vibration of the body. Chemical energy, so you can convert the chemical energy into electrical energy, that is the energy which is present in the object. Next, electrical energy, that is the energy possessed by the movement of the electron. And also nuclear energy, this is the energy possessed by the nucleus of an atom due to disintegration or by radioactivity, and also by nuclear fission and nuclear fusion reaction. Children, now let us discuss about the mechanical energy. You know that there are two types of mechanical energy. One is kinetic energy and the other one is potential energy. Now, to understand about this, you do one activity. Set up the apparatus as shown in this figure. Place a wooden block of known mass in front of the trolley at a convenient fixed distance. Place a known mass on the pan so that the trolley starts moving. Here, place a wooden block of known mass here in front of the trolley. Here the initial position of the block. This is a trolley, and here is a pawn, and place a known mass on the pawn so that the trolley starts moving. When the mass is kept on the pawn, this trolley starts to move. The trolley moves forward and hits the wooden block. This is the initial position of the wooden block. That when the trolley starts to move, it hits the wooden block, and the wooden block moves and fix a stop on the table in such a manner that the trolley stops after hitting the block. The block gets displaced. Note down the displacement of the block. This means work is done on the block by the trolley as the block has gained energy. Here what happened? When the trolley moves and hits the block, that block moves. That block moves, and the energies gained by the block, that is, trolley transfers its energy to the block, and the block moves as it gains energy. Repeat this activity by increasing the mass on the pawn, in which case is the displacement more. So, in this activity, the moving trolley does work, and hence it possesses energy. A moving object can do work. An object moving faster can do more work than an identical object moving relatively slow. So, as the speed of the object increases, the work done is also increases. A moving object can do work, and the amount of work done increases as the speed of the moving body increases. An object moving faster can do more work than an identical object moving with relatively slow. A moving bullet, blowing wind, a rotating wheel, a speeding stone can do work. Here, these are the examples of the energy possessed by the object due to its motion. So, moving object possesses energy. That energy is called kinetic energy. You know that a falling coconut is having kinetic energy, a speeding car is having kinetic energy, rolling stone is also having kinetic energy, flying aircraft is also having kinetic energy, flowing water, blowing wind, a running athlete possess kinetic energy. So, kinetic energy is the energy possessed by an object due to its motion. The kinetic energy of an object increases with its speed. As the speed increases, the kinetic energy possessed by the object also increases. So, then you write, what is mechanical energy? Energy possessed by an object, energy possessed by an object due to its motion, or its position or shape is called mechanical energy. Mechanical energy. So, which are the two types of mechanical energy? Two types of mechanical energy. So, you write, one is kinetic energy and other one is potential energy. Potential energy. Then what is kinetic energy? So you write kinetic energy. Then what is kinetic energy? Energy possessed by an object due to its motion. Energy possessed by an object due to its motion is called kinetic energy. Is called kinetic energy. Then give the examples for kinetic energy. Examples for kinetic energy. Write what are the examples for the kinetic energy. So you write a falling coconut. Possess kinetic energy. Possess kinetic energy. And speeding car. Speeding car possess kinetic energy. A rolling stone. Possess kinetic energy. And also flowing water. Flowing water also possess kinetic energy. Then blowing wind. Blowing wind possess kinetic energy. And also you can give a running athlete. Possess kinetic energy. So all moving objects possess kinetic energy. Now you consider an object of mass m moving with a velocity v. Then what is kinetic energy possessed by this object? That is, kinetic energy is equals to half m into v square. So by definition we say that the kinetic energy possessed by a body moving with a certain velocity is equal to the work done on it to make it acquire that velocity. So if you want to express the kinetic energy of an object in the form of an equation, you can write the equation Ke is equals to half mv square. So if you consider a mass of object m moving with a uniform velocity, and if it is displaced through a distance s, when a constant force F acts on it in the direction of its displacement, then the work done, that is W is equals to F into S. The work done on the object will cause a change in its velocity. So if its initial velocity is u and the final velocity is v, and u is always 0 before the work done, u is equals to 0. When the work is done, it moves with a velocity v. So its velocity from u to v changes, and the acceleration producer is a. And finally, with the help of this, you will get the equation Ke is equals to half mv square with the help of the equations of motion. Therefore, so what is the equation to find the kinetic energy of an object? Write that equation for kinetic energy. Equation for kinetic energy, that is kinetic energy possessed by an object of mass m and moving with a uniform velocity v is, right? The kinetic energy possessed by an object of mass m and moving with a uniform velocity v is, you can write ek. Ek means kinetic energy equals half mv square. Here m is the mass of the object and v is its velocity. Children, now let us discuss about potential energy. So you do an activity. Take a slinky as shown here. Ask a friend to hold one of its ends. You hold the other end and move away from your friend. Now you release the slinky. What happened? How did the slinky acquire energy when stretched? Would the slinky acquire energy when it is compressed? In this situation, the energy gets stored due to the work done on the object. The energy transferred to an object is stored as potential energy if it is not used to cause a change in the velocity or speed of the object. You can do some more activity. Take a rubber band. Hold it at one end and pull from the other end. Hold it and pull the other end. Release the band. Here, when you hold it and pull it, the band stretches. When you release it, what happens? The band will tend to regain its original length and the band had acquired energy in its stretched position. How did it acquire energy? When stretched. And also you can take a toy car, wind it using its key, place the car on the ground. It moves. From where did it acquire energy? The energy acquired depends on the number of windings and the energy it gets from winding, and as the number of winding increases, the energy acquired also increases. So lift an object through a certain height. The object can now do work. It begins to fall when released. This implies that it has acquired some energy. It raised to a greater height, it can do more work and hence possess more energy. As the height increases and the energy acquired also increases. In all the situations, the energy gets stored due to the work done on the object, and the energy transferred to an object is stored as potential energy. So you transfer energy when you stretch a rubber band. The energy transferred to the rubber band is potential energy. And you do work while winding the key of a toy car. Here you are doing work while winding the spring of the toy car. And the energy transferred to the spring inside is stored as potential energy. The potential energy possessed by the object is the energy present in it by virtue of its position or configuration. Here also, by stretching, what happened? Energy is stored, and when it is released, some work is done. Do one more activity. Take a bamboo stick and make a bow. Place an arrow, make a light stick. Here it is an arrow made by the light stick, and it is a bow made by the bamboo. Now stretch the string and release the arrow. Notice the arrow flying off the bow and also change in the shape of the bow. The potential energy stored in the bow due to change of shape is thus used in the form of kinetic energy. Here, what happens to the shape of the bow? The shape of the bow changes. The potential energy stored in the bow due to the change of shape is used in the form of kinetic energy in throwing of the arrow. Here, the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. In the stretched bow, the energy possessed by the bow is, that is the potential energy, and that potential energy is help to move the arrow, that is converted into kinetic energy. So you can conclude that stretched rubber band, stretched bow, and also the object which is lifted to certain height, all these are having potential energy. All these are having potential energy. Then an object increases its energy when raised through a height. This is because work is done on it against gravity while it is being raised. The energy present in such an object as the gravitational potential energy. The gravitational potential energy of an object at a point above the ground is defined as the work done in raising it from the ground to that point against gravity. So you can conclude that an object possesses potential energy in three ways. One is by changing its shape. Second one is by virtue of its configuration, and also by virtue of its position. Now you write what is potential energy. So you write that the energy possessed by a body, the energy possessed by a body due to its change in position, due to its change in position or shape is called the potential energy. Called the potential energy. Then what is gravitational potential energy? An object increases its energy when raised through a height because some work is done on it against gravity while it is being raised. The energy present in such an object is the gravitational potential energy. So you write the energy present in the object which is raised through a height is called gravitational potential energy, gravitational potential energy. The gravitational potential energy depends upon its height from the ground. The potential energy of an object at a height depends on the ground level or the zero level. An object in a given position can have a certain potential energy with respect to another level. An object in a given position can have a certain potential energy with respect to one level and the different value of potential energy with respect to another level. So, the potential energy of an object at a height depends on the ground level or the zero level. An object in a given position can have a certain potential energy with respect to another level. Now, let us arrive at an expression for the gravitational potential energy of an object at a height. Consider an object of mass m. This is an object of mass m. Let it be raised through a height h. The height h. It is raised to a height h from the ground. A force is required to do this. You know that force is required to do this. The minimum force required to raise the object is equal to the weight of the object. That is, what is the weight of the object? Weight of the object is W is equals to mg. So, the force or the energy required, the force required to raise the object to height h is equals to W is equals to mg. The object gains energy equal to the work done on it. So, when it is raised to the height h, the object gains the energy equal to the work done, and that the work done is W. Work done on the object is W, that is against the gravity. The work done is against the gravity, that is equals to W is equals to mg. And also you know that this is the weight of the object. So, let us consider work done W is equals to F into S, and this work done is equals to F into S, and this force is equals to weight of the object. Force is equals to weight of the object. This force is equals to weight of the object. That weight of the object is equals to mg. So, the work done is equals to F into S. So, that becomes F is m into g, and it is equals to the weight. And here the displacement, S is the displacement, that is it is displaced to the height h, so you can take it h. Then the work done becomes, so you take this is the work done. Work done is equals to W is equals to M into G into H. Since work done on the object is equal to mgh, the energy equal to mgh units is gained by the object. So energy gained by the object is equals to what? mgh only, as the work done is equals to mgh. So this is the potential energy of the object. So you can write W is here the energy gained by the object, that is the work done is energy gained by the object. So you can write EP is equals to M into G into H. So work done is equals to F into S. F is equals to W, that is the weight of the object, is equals to mg. So F into S becomes mg into H, that is the work done, which is equals to the potential energy mgh. So what is the formula to find the potential energy of an object raised to the height h, that is the gravitational potential energy, that is mgh. One thing we have to note that the work done by gravity depends upon the difference in vertical heights of the initial and the final position of the object, and not on the path, along which the object is moved. Here the object is moved in this path. In the first case, this is the path. In the second case, the path is shown like this way. But here both of them reach to the same height. So the potential energy depends upon the height, not on the path. In both the situations, the work done on the object is equals to mgh only. Even though the paths are different, the work done is equals to mgh. So you can write that is potential energy is equals to mgh. Then what is the formula to find the potential energy of an object which is raised to the height h? That is Pe is equals to mgh. Then you write equation for gravitational potential energy. Equation for gravitational potential energy, that is you can write EP is equals to mgh. EP is equals to mgh, where M is the mass of an object, G is acceleration due to gravity, and H is the height. So EP is equals to mgh, potential energy is equals to mgh, and also kinetic energy is equals to half mv square. So Ek is equals to half mv square, EP is equals to mgh.